Okay, this is follow-up review on the Tama speed Cobras. Pedals near and dear subject to a drummer's heart. Very important. I would say maybe even more important than your snare drum, because if your feet don't feel comfy, don't know about you guys, but you can't do jack. You can't play well. So I first did my first impression review video on the speed Cobras 5 months ago, something like that. So I promised myself that I'd do a follow-up review because things can change in that time, and I'm happy to report nothing has changed. This is what they look like after 5-6 months of furious use. Yes, I've cleaned them up a bit for the video because they had stick shavings all over them, but if you look at the foot plates, they still look good. They still look pretty much brand new, and I'm not light in any of my gear. This is part of the purpose of the channel. It's me highlighting gear that I've used that I think's the best, that is durable and is going to hold up, because I give gear. I look after my gear, but I play very hard. That's not me bragging, it's just facts. So yeah, the first review I did in the speed Cobras, I couldn't take anything away from them. I still can't. I had demon drives before these pedals, and I thought they were comfortably the best pedals I'd played. And I'd done Eliminators, Iron Cobras, Axis, Trick Dominators, practically everything I've owned or had a shot of. And for me, what I did, I play a lot of heel toe, because when the BPMs get above 180, 190, I can't play singles that fast, so I need to switch into heel toe, and my feet seem to want to do that organically. I can't play singles, you know, at the blazing fast speeds. I need to go into doubles, and that serves me well. And when I got these, the jury was totally out on whether doubles would be as good as they were in the demon drives. Yes, they are. Easier, actually. And what I think is the key to that is their chain. And I know these days direct drive, you know, since it's come out, I mean, it's been out for a long time, but since it's been popularised and made more accessible by drum companies and more direct drive pedals are out, everyone thinks you need direct drive pedals to play fast, or to play doubles, or play heel toe, play fast singles. You don't. These seem to be a complete exception to that rule, because I have found that direct drives have been quicker pedals than any other chain drives that I've tried. These totally are perfectly engineered, perfectly balanced, set up, everything. I've barely had to touch them. I've brought the beaters back from where they were. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but they're maybe about an inch further back than what you call your standard setting. Shut up. The footboards are raised up pretty much as you can go. Well, I could go a bit more. Pretty much as much as you can go, because this nut here actually won't let you raise it up as far as you might think, because it rubs on the spring rocker at the top. Can you see that? So there's only so much you can get away with, that I found anyway. It's not quite as easy as it was in the demon drives, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, because of the length of the footboards, it gives, and they are longer than demon drives. We all saw that in the first video. The length of the footboards and the with the chain and the cam setup, it's just a perfect arrangement. You can see how the cam shape, it's sort of recessed and it pulls the chain back slightly. I had reservations about that, but it really works. Rolling glide cam, so there's no, you know, the Axis style cams. It's a perfect circular cam, but because of the angle of it, it provides just really good leverage that helps with heel toe. And the other really good thing You can see at the bottom of the spring how it waggles back and forward. It actually rocks back and forward. Now, someone said that, you know, DW had been doing that for a while. Yeah, but not in the same arrangement, not as comprehensively engineered as this. It was more the shape of their, the loop of their spring at the bottom, where it hooks on, that was providing that. These actually go back and forward, and where it locks in at the bottom, it's designed for that to move back and forward, so it's more pronounced. And I think that's the key to these pedals. Cobra coil, yeah, it does. I've got it set to the middle. It I can tell a wee bit of difference when I'm playing to where I have it. In the middle, I think middle with everything in life, in the middle is such a good place to be. At the back, they feel a wee bit too springy. It does make a difference, and I don't like that. On the old Speed Cobras, you would get some shifting of this area. The oils, bearing, hinge, these are solid. There's no movement there. That's a lot of chain drive pedals I've had. That does start to happen. The old Iron Cobras, it would happen. The old Eliminators, it would happen. There's nothing there. 6 months of hard use. One thing I will say is that the beaters that you get with it, well, they don't work for me. I don't like those rubber beaters. I don't like soft beaters. I like hard plastic beaters usually. And I did a separate review on this, but I bought some trick beaters. These are the dead blows. You can see them there. Wow, these things, they're actually not as heavy as they look. They're actually quite, I wouldn't say they're light compared to the ones you get in the Dominators. They're heavier than that, but they're light. I'd say they're lighter than the standard beaters you get with these. They're lighter than, you know, the quad style beaters that come on the Eliminator, things like that, but they are solid. And I use click pads. A bit of Kevlar with the plastic disc underneath, and when these, I think it's billet aluminium these are made of, and when these hit that, wow, you're in business. It's almost like a trigger effect with but without the sort of, I'm not a huge fan of triggers, but I use clip pads and a good beater, but when these hit it, you really get that high-end click. But because it's not triggers, you also can hear the natural sound, the natural depth and thump of a bass drum, and I like that. So, I mean, these weren't the cheapest beaters you'll ever get. I think they were, what were they? I can't remember. I think they might have been £30 each, maybe 35. I don't know, but I tell you, and I wouldn't go using them in anything apart from heavy metal. You could maybe use them in rock, but wow, you should get yourself a set of these, and look at the condition of them. That's 6 months use. There's barely, you wouldn't notice anything. So yeah, I'm still, like I said, I thought the Pearl Demon drives were the best pedals out there. I was wrong, and you know, here we are. Tama Speed Cobras. A lot of pedals I've tried over 20 plus years of drumming. These are still safely the best. And what I will say is that they've improved my singles no end. They just react exactly how you want them. They come straight back at you. It's such a linear, uncomplicated feeling, because sometimes with a direct drive pedal, because that link is actually made out of metal, it feels a bit inflexible, and it feels like it's almost running you. With the Speed Cobras, you are running the pedal completely. You can be in complete control of the pedal and dominate it and tell the pedal what you want it to do, whereas it's almost like the Demon drivers were second guessing you. They were almost like one step ahead of me, I find. I mean, this is obviously just me. There's still great pedals, the Demon drives, but I found that you can push these further into the realms of speed, because they're just easier to manipulate They're just perfectly uncomplicated, functional, fast pedal. And singles, I'm not the greatest player of singles, but they have made singles simpler because there's no resistance there. That's the good thing about the pedal. There's no resistance. If you're being super picky, the drive shaft, it's good, but I think over time you will get the old wobbly joints. Maybe I'm surprised that there's no play there already, which there isn't. There we go. There's no noise there. There's no hint. There's no hint of a problem. So that's surprising. So yeah, that is totally one of the best drive sash you'll get in a standard chain drive pedal. But if you were being picky, I would say pick up a trick drive shaft. I think they're about £99, dollars, what have you. I think I tried my Demon drive shaft in this, and it was a wee bit better. There was a wee bit less delay in the slave side. Not that there's an actual, I mean, it's a minuscule, you would hardly notice the delay that is there, especially once you get used to the pedals. Now, I don't really notice it. It's the best slave side arrangement I've found on anything that doesn't have, the zero lag drive shaft. So if you're being hyper picky, if you're a really fast player, get yourself a trick or Demon drive shaft. But if you're not too worried, this will do you, like I say, longevity. I'll revisit it in another 6 months because I fully expect some play or deterioration. But compared to other pedals I've had with this sort of drive shaft at this stage, there's already problems, and there's not. And the case, top marks. I mean, just a nice hard plastic. I prefer these because the one the Demon drive came in was sort of a material. I don't know what sort of material it was, but definitely for carrying your pedals about, this is what you want. You want a nice hard, heavy wearing plastic case. Hinges haven't broken off. It's just a bomb, and it looks cool. I think it looks good. So, and especially for the money you're paying for these pedals. I mean, what are they? About £300. And you can get them second hand for 200, 250. I think they might be more than 300 new. Very much worth it, considering things like Demon drives are £600 now. I think they are. Tricks even more than that. You will get the performance of them out of this, and especially if you're been playing drums for a long time and you came up with chain drive pedals, you possibly would like them even more. All the young guys nowadays, most of them automatically think direct drive is the best, and maybe it is for them because they've grown up with it. But like I say, I'm from the 70s and 80s, learned how to drum in the 80s and 90s, and for me, I've come back to chain because of these pedals. So that's my follow-up review for the Tama Speed Cobras. Phenomenal, I would say. If they had a zero latency drive shaft, I would give it 10 out of 10. But because I think a wee bit of wobble will appear in it, I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10, which is the highest rating I've ever given a pedal. So anybody out there thinking about it, worried about the durability, I play hard, very hard, and look at them. That's what they look like after 6 months heavy use. So don't delay. If you can get a pair, go for it. You won't be disappointed. Okay guys, cheers.